Thank you, everyone, for being here today. Maddie, Alex, Blake, and Carrie, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to meet with me today. So, today we're going to be discussing communication at vocabulary. As you can see from the title, it's Slack versus Zandu. And I'll get more into a Zandu later on in the slides, but I wanted to also let you guys take a look at the dates that I set up there. So it'll be during the summer months, but dates can be subjected to change depending on whether you approve the project charter, the budget, and have any other questions or concerns. So let's just dive right into it. Why communication at vocabulary is important. By providing clear objectives for your team and setting guardrails for how they get there, you will set them on the path to success. This is an author that I found, Chris Fussell. He's also a Navy SEAL hero and partner at McChrystal Group, so he does a lot of trainings and stuff on communication. And from what I gathered from what he said, interpreted, I say it's in order to provide clear objectives for the employees at vocabulary, communication must be a standard. And I know that recently you guys have had meetings with several people, and some of us, when we had our state of vocab, where you discuss where we're going in the future, and you mentioned that you, the marketing team, the tech team, and management is focusing on branding and culture in terms of diversity, in terms of changing the layout of our website, and many more. So while the conversation on this is trickling down, the communication could be better. As a company, we need to come together to break down silos, and Slack is not helping. Alex, I know you mentioned that in terms of budgeting and helping the sales team sell better and getting the marketing team to create better events, you want to break down silos so everybody can get involved, but Slack is not the best communication tool to do that. That is why I'm proposing a new company, a new software that we can implement, and that's called a Zandu. So, why not Slack, right? 10 years ago, the company was at 5 people. You guys sitting here right now. And in the years after, it's grown substantially. We are currently at 70 people right now, so that's great. It is imperative for the culture and the brand that communication and transparency be a top priority for the company now and in the future. While Slack has been useful to us so far, it is hard to keep up in real time. For example, right now there's probably real-time conversations happening through Slack that may concern one or both of us. And when we go back to our desks or to our offices, we have to sift through so many different layers of messages and go through so many files. And it's sort of disorganized, and it's harder for us to communicate and get to the responses quicker when we have to do that. So there's no sense of community and transparency within Slack. So why is Zandu? So I came upon a Zandu a couple months ago, and I was really interested in it. I was researching it, and I found that it's a teamwork application that enables users to organize tasks, synchronize data, collaborate online, get work done. Their website is really amazing. The way it laid out is that there's a project going on. As I'm using an example within the tech team, every member of vocabulary will be able to see it in real time, see where it's going, where it's heading, give feedback, and sort of be part of that collaborative process. Whenever we have product meetings, I know that I tend to raise my hand and say, well, this may not work for our customers, this may not work for the customers. I feel like this can all be avoided if we just have this tool. We can be part of the process without having those questions come up later and having the project to be changed or updated. So Slack was a communication tool, but it wasn't a collaborative tool. Zandu is a real teamwork application that allows users to plan, share, again collaborate, big word, and get organized with one online work platform with minimum number of emails. It is a great integration tool. Unlike Slack, Zandu allows users to store and manage all their documents in one central place. This improves organization and provides quicker access to the right information. Okay, so project objectives and criteria. So again, I want to break down silos. I want every team member to be able to communicate to the tech team, to communicate to the sales team. I want everybody to see where where our head's heading, and be able to voice their opinions. I want to replace Slack with Xandu, given the okay. I want to have the project completed before the school year begins again. So, it's the end of August. I want to create a project charter for stakeholders such as yourselves. I want to create training guide for stakeholders as well as employees with guidance from the Xandu account managers if we decide to move forward with them. I'm going to share the work breakdown structure with colleagues and stakeholders. I want to set up effective trainings, and this can be more than one time with either specific managers and employees. And the project will be completed without any extra costs, so the monthly, without nothing to be added onto the monthly subscriptions. And the overall goal is to increase communication and collaboration. So let's talk about the budget of Xandu. There are 3 different tier pricings for Xandu software. We have the starter, the business, and the enterprise. The starter is $7.50 week, and this is not something that I would suggest using. I would say as a company that the tier that would work for us is either the business tier or the enterprise tier. The business tier is $15 per employee monthly, and the enterprise tier is $29 per employee monthly. So, business monthly plan for all of us as a company is $9.75 per month, and if we decide to go for enterprise, it's $18.85 per month. Depending on which tier that we choose, the budget that will get me started on this project will be $2,800, but after that, it will just be the monthly subscription plan pricing. Okay, so project timeline, first steps. Project charter created, which I've sent out to you guys, and then it's in your email, so you guys can take a look at that. And if you have any questions or concerns about that, please feel free to email me back, or we can set up a separate meeting for that. And then I get you guys to approve it or not. And then once you give me the feedback, I can either I want to send out a survey on positive and negatives of using Slack in the office and what people think about it, and include a link to Xandu so people see where our head's at and see what we're trying to do and if this is a software that they would recommend. I'm going to create a project plan with selected team members, and this is 2 weeks after survey submissions are in. I want to kind of reach out to some of the leads in sales and marketing and the tech team, as well as have the office manager, Cody, be a part of these talks as well. I want to set up limited user testing, and this we can set up a trial, and we can have certain members, such as myself and you guys, take a look at it and use it without worrying about purchasing first. And then once the limited user testing is done, we want to set up another meeting with the team members from the project plan group to discuss the next steps based on the results of the limited testing of the project plan and create and edit the timeline. So, every project comes with risks, and I have a mitigation plan for that as well. So, the 3 risks that I've identified are user trading, lack of financing, and disorganization. Given the timeline of the project, 3 months, user training can pose a problem. Not having employees properly trained can lead to workflow disruption and employee dissatisfaction. The best way to combat this risk is to providing more than one training, as well as a performance evaluation every few months. I want to make sure that the users are using it, that they understand it, and that they're using the Xandu software to the best of their ability. Also, more than one training will happen during the year. We're going to get new employees. We're going to need to do refreshers, so that could be something that we can talk about and possibly create a manual for it. In order to get the project going, though, I need to have the budget approved, and there could be budget constraints that I understand that could delay the project or stop it from happening in the first place. Hopefully there won't be no problems and you guys will agree with this plan, but if not, then I hope we can discuss alternative funding options if money is the root of the problem. And the third risk is disorganization. This is one of the reasons that I listed why Slack was not good for the company. This is where the project plan comes in. It will be a way to make sure that we are following the timeline, executing the way that it is designed, and make sure that everyone is doing what they should be doing. So, last slide. And this is a quote from Dinesh Paliwal. Collaboration is a key part of the success of any organization, executed through a clearly defined vision and mission and based on transparency and constant communication. So, that ends the slides. Any questions or concerns? Opening up for anything. Thanks, guys.